Hi everyone, it's Jenna Chow, PMP, representing Healthcare Heart. Today is December 22nd, around 3 in the morning. And I think I should be making a video right now because it's been a while. I've been going through quite a lot of negative stuff that people kind of put on me for the past few months. And I think that this lesson today is going to help other adult ADHD friends, as well as even kids, which I don't support them taking medications at all. I think that personally, okay, so first of all, I want to say this. Personally, I don't support or like general people with ADHD talking about medications when they don't exactly have a medical background. Yes and no do have a medical background. I grew up with a family of pharmacists and doctor. My grandpa was a doctor, a surgeon in World War II. And my whole family are pharmacists, literally every single one of them. My uncle, my cousin, my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my mom. Yeah, they're all pharmacists except me and my brother. I ended up going into healthcare, focusing on pharmaceutical and medical devices strategies because I find it more interesting for me, coming from high level instead of clinical details in like pharmacology, which I'm still interested in, but I just probably won't pass the course remembering all the biology words. So today's lesson is, how does Jenna conquer her, not fear, but her organizational skills using methylphenidate HCl instant release? Now, from Dr. Barclay, which I love him, he has taught me a lot in terms of executive functioning, which I will talk about another time. Today, I want to focus on the fact that I want to answer publicly a question that is one of the most important questions for people with ADHD that are taking long-lasting or XR, extended release capsules. The reason why I think that I have a little bit more ability and trustworthiness in talking about pharmaceuticals is because I have been and had literally tried almost all of the medications, going from the very first medication, which is the methylphenidate or methylphenidate HCl instant release. People call it Ritalin, which I hate because there's a negative stigma to it. People hear Ritalin, they go, oh my God, you're on Ritalin, you must have problems. No, you don't. So I don't like using the word Ritalin, and I'm not going to use it again. It's going to be methylphenidate HCl instant release or immediate release. Same thing as Concerta. They're all methylphenidate. So there are two types of medications, mainly stimulants, and that's mainly used in adult ADHD. For me, my parents did take me to the doctors when I was a kid. I was under a gifted program in Taiwan, and I was the only person that passed the provincial exam to skip a grade out of 6,000 people in elementary school back in Taiwan. It's absolutely difficult, but somehow with my ADHD brain, I didn't have to try, and it just happened. And I don't know how. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. So, why does Jenna has the ability to talk about the medications? Because she has tried and been forced by University of Toronto Rotman MBA's administratives who shouldn't even have this information, but force my doctor to first take me off all the medications that I'm taking, especially methylphenidate, and reevaluate my worthiness in scholastic journals and my writing style, which I have absolutely no problem with. So let me start this. There are 2 or 3 derivatives of methylphenidate or stimulants. First can be amphetamine, methylphenidate, and dextroamphetamine. If I say that word right, God, this is why I don't go into biology. So I was put on the oldest medication according to Dr. Barkley, which is started in the late 1892 maybe, if I remember correctly, which is Ritalin. And the funny thing is, there's only PMS brand that doesn't give me any allergies. Even the regular brand name Ritalin, which is everything just give me allergies. Now, I'm gonna go really quickly about the medications I have tried. So, when University of Toronto forced my doctor to take me off the methylphenidate, my doctor didn't want to do it. And obviously, I was against it. There's no reason. It actually became one of my worst nightmares. It's trying different medications for ADHD. And that is the reason why I think I have the ability to help people talk about, sorry, I'm crying, it's a little cold outside, about how to have the medication, take it the right dose, the right time, know when to take it, know when you are underdosing or overdosing it. So, first, I'm going to go to Concerta, which is methylphenidate extended release. It comes in different dosages. And I got a question which I want to answer in public using this video. Is how do you take your medication without forgetting to take your medication? Well, for me, because it's instant release, it lasts me 2 to 3 hours. And I know when my brain started getting mushy and started to get unorganized, that is when I know that I need to take it again. Now, for Concerta, it's a little different. For me, because Concerta, it doesn't do the same as the regular immediate release methylphenidate that wakes me up in the mornings. I am on actually the double dose of the blue pharmacology book that everybody has, which it says 60 milligram is recommended dosage, and that should be max. Well, it really depends on the person, I have to say, because I am 120 pounds, 5'1", and I have the tolerance double of someone that's 400 pounds. You have to get a doctor who understands you, who understands your medical history in order for you to get the right dosage at the right time and with the right direction. My doctor doesn't even put any direction anymore because he puts in 40 milligrams TID, which is 40 milligrams 3 times a day. I take 30 milligrams since 2000. So it's been 22, 23 years. I've been taking 30 milligrams and start learning that 30 milligrams to 40, actually, it'll be fine. But 40 gets me a little jittery, which I don't like. It doesn't, it just that 10 milligram difference can make a huge difference for people. And I will tell you the reason why that 10 milligram really, really bothers me. In the end, I will say it really quickly so I don't start crying. So anyways, I want to get into talking about Adderall, which is amphetamine. It didn't work for me. I fell asleep on 1 week worth of Adderall in 1 day, and I fell asleep. It just didn't work. Concerta, I crush it up. I take the powder that is not extended release gelled up, and then I will swallow it, and it still doesn't do the work. So, and then they're just Vyvanse. Vyvanse is one of the worst medications I have ever been on. I was crying. I had such bad side effects. Crying. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no focus. I was just depressed. And that was after 1 day on, I think, 70 to 90 milligrams of Vyvanse. And my doctor took me off it. My doctor took me off Concerta. He took me off everything that I've tried on, including Concerta. Yeah, that's the one. It works for some people and it doesn't work for some people. And the person that actually asked me, how do you remember to take your ADHD medication? Is on Concerta. And that is the reason I believe, in my point of view, is the reason why people need to, even if you go to your doctor and say, I forgot to take my medication. I need something that wakes me up in the morning, that doesn't take all day to wake me up, and it does the immediate effect. And then I would take my extended release, and that will last me the rest of the day. But at least I wake up in the morning. That was my advice to the person who asked me, how do you remember to take your medication on time? Well, I do, because my brain goes mushy after 2-3 hours and I get disorganized. My impulsivity gets worse, and I can't focus on just one thing. So for me, I was prescribed by my McGill psychiatrist, which is my first psychiatrist ever. We talked about ADHD, CBD, so cognitive behavioral therapy, combined with the medication, and only one medication, methylphenidate, HCl, immediate release, which is Ritalin. That's the last time I'm going to say that fucking word. Sorry for my language. It just, people have such bad stigma about it. You know, I absolutely hate that. Methylphenidate, people are like, wow, what is that? Oh, right, Ritalin. Well, that's bad for you. No, it's not, because it really does what it does for the people that takes it. If somebody is comfortable taking Adderall, go right ahead. Take the Adderall, figure out your dosage. It took me 10 years to figure out the perfect dosage for me. I take 60 milligrams of methylphenidate in the morning, to wake up. I go on 24 hours of work on 240 milligrams of methylphenidate, so 120, and I work for about 24 hours to 36 hours straight. And what's funny is that during university years, that's when I started taking methylphenidate and got the proper diagnosis of ADHD. And that's the reason why I don't support kids taking it, because they're being forced to take a stimulant, addictive medication that they're being forced to take because their parents think that they have problems. Well, the kid is going to get so fucked up like Kurt Cobain, because you don't just shove a kid, 7-8-year-old, medication like Concerta or even bifenton, which is essentially methylphenidate. I didn't like it actually because it makes me crave for it, and I don't like craving for it. I want to take it when I need it, when I'm doing my work, and that is something that I think that is very important for a lot of people, especially people that's in an academic setting and they need to study. For me, when I started taking methylphenidate, it's only because I would spend double the amount of time doing the work that other of my friends are doing, and I never had a life. I just never had a freaking life. So methylphenidate cut down one chapter from 4 hours to 2 hours for me. That gives me so much more time to enjoy my university life. And I think I will take another video. This is going to be 17 minutes now. So I will end this before 20 minutes and listen to Dr. Barkley maybe a little bit more. And oh yeah, another one is Robert Tedesco. He is an ADHD lawyer who never uses the word disorder. Not like Dr. Barkley. That's the one thing I don't like Dr. Barkley, is saying he is pro ADHD, but he talks it like it's a disorder. It's something that cannot be fixed. No, it can be fixed. It doesn't need to be fixed. You know why? Because those three things, inattentiveness, impulsivity, and hyperactivity, they can be beneficial. They can be advantages if you use it right, which means you combine CBD along with your medication. If you need Concerta and you think Concerta will work for you, but you can't wake up in the morning because it takes 2-3 hours for the extended release to work, then you go ask your doctor and see, can I have 10 to 20 milligrams of methylphenidate in the morning to wake me up? Immediate release. I think that would solve the problem. And, I think after reading so many articles and figuring out my dosage, the proper dosage, and figure out how to get into the hyper-focus mode, I think that's the most important thing, is you have to work on yourself. Work on yourself with your doctor to find the right medication. Don't just go to doctors who, just like universities, healthcare center, who doesn't have your healthcare background, and the pharmaceutical company Vyvanse was the one that actually gave me Vyvanse, because that doctor was a temporary doctor, and she had a whole drawer of ads, medications, everything about Vyvanse. It's all because of pharmaceutical companies' marketing that actually made me realize Vyvanse was not for me. And my doctor ended up changing back to the methylphenidate, the Ritalin, HCl immediate release. And since then, there is not a single doctor that would change to any other medication for me for ADHD. So this is 20 minutes now, and I'm going to go back to work. I just want to quickly say that, look, listen to Dr. Barkley, amazing doctor who will teach you about how CBD can help you, not CBD, CBT, sorry, therapy, not CBD, can help you along with your medications. If you don't think that I have the right or ability to suggest or encourage people to take the right medication at the right time, talk to the doctor, work with the doctor, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I said wrong. This is not the only part that I'm gonna do on the medication part. I do have a pharmacy tech certification, so I passed that by flying colors. I mean, it was easy for me, and I loved it. It was, just wonderful. And I didn't even have to really read the pharmacology part of the certification in order for me to pass the course. I just figured it out by trial and error experience, personal experience, trial and error. And then figure it out, and I'm going to leave you guys with this very interesting question. On the exam for the pharmacology part for the pharmacy tech certification, I couldn't believe one of the question was literally about methylphenidate HCl. It was one of the answers that was in it, and the question was, what medication will reduce the bacteria in your stomach? Well, methylphenidate HCl is one of it. Why? Because HCl is essentially a chemical that reduces and creates acid and reduces is hydrochloric acid. So it reduces the bacteria in your stomach because it kills it. So I don't get sick as much as other people. And I realize maybe that's why. Dr. Barkley, if you're hearing this, please tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to give the world the wrong information. So please put a comment on my video and give me some suggestions on what I can do. And maybe we should have a talk. And we can, work it out and see how I can start helping people, adult ADHD peers, figure out the right dosage. And I had a very hard time figuring it out. When I was taking 30 milligram, I wasn't waking up properly in the mornings. So I went on 40, 50, 60. I even went on 90, and 90 was way too much. And I started getting burnout, and it wasn't pleasant at all. So over 10 years for me to figure it out, 60 milligrams in the morning, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 every 2-3 hours, getting through a hyper-focus stage, and then I don't need to wind down. Some people do, and I have heard videos on YouTube that people needs to wind down. I don't, because the dosage has been trial and error by me over course of 10 years and finally found the right dosage. So I just want to leave you guys with that. And right now it's 25 minutes and my time is over. So have a great night, guys. Today again, happy holidays. If I don't talk to you guys or record another video before Christmas, happy holidays and happy new year. And we'll catch up in the new year's. Have a great night, guys.